Remember? Okay. So I hope you'll remember the first circle leadership triad. Then we covered the measurement, management, knowledge, and analysis part. Now we are left with the last 3 points: workforce focus, process management, and results. So workforce focus generally in the broader sense, you can see the first subpoint there, that is workforce environment. So they are just trying to make us understand that if we own a business, any kind of a business, one important thing is going to be how our working environment is. That is what is workforce focus. So it examines the ability to assess the workforce capability and builds a workforce environment conducive to high performance. Okay, it should be conducive to high performance. It means trying to improve your workforce environment so that with the improvement in the workforce environment, your employees are able to perform better. Now, assume that all of you have started your business, and your business is will stick that since you're from the IT background and you're more aware of these things, you have started your own IT firm. Okay, and you are the CEO, or say you are the management. Basically, you are the that big boss there in that business. So, what would be your expectations from your employees? You have hired a bunch of employees. So, what would be your expectations?
Performance, ma'am.
Okay, performance, and then next.
They should be aware of latest technologies, all the updates in the market which is going
Okay,
on.
okay, correct.
Learning
Loyalty.
ability.
No, and what?
Loyalty.
Loyalty, correct. See, so you people have told me the correct things here. Now you come to the other end, okay? You are the employee now, and you are working in a company. So the company is going to expect the same things from you. It will expect loyalty. It will want upgradation from you. That is, you have to be updated with latest technologies because you are in the IT field. So every now and then some new technology is always there. And one more thing, what Ritik said was performance. Performing well, that is gaining the required output for that company there. So now, when these things are expected from you, and you are the employee, okay. As an employee, what are your expectations from the company there, or from that where you are employed? No, what expectations you have from that organization?
And comfortable environment, ma'am.
Comfortable environment means what? Able.
Ma'am,
Huh.
there should be a leader, not a boss, ma'am.
Okay. Then, so he should. You want that he should not be bossy on you, but he should just guide you there, whatever whenever you're stuck in a problem. Next, any more expectations from the organization? No expectations. All of you are okay with whatever terms and conditions the company has.
Ma'am, as per our performance and
Hmm.
as per our working hours, they should provide proper hikes, ma'am.
Yes. Now see here,
Like promotion.
as and how we talk about different businesses or different organizations, maintaining a very good working environment for the employees is important, whether they say they are daily wage workers or whether they are people like you are going to work in the IT sector or any bigger organization, or say faculties who are into the teaching field. Every employee will expect certain benefits from that organization. First thing is very comfortable working environment. There should be no pressure, unnecessary pressure rather, from your higher authorities, and the working hours should be fixed and they should be flexible. More than being fixed, they should be flexible. And if at all they decide to go for overtime, that is making the employee work beyond their working hours, they should be paid appropriately for that service that they have taken. Next thing is the companies. Okay, from the company's perspective, they hire, they you have seen that HR management, that is they continue that process of recruiting, hiring, training, and all that thing. The important thing for a company is what the employees that they have. No, they should not frequently. They should not try to quit that job and go to new job. So why do you think employees tend to quit the job frequently? There should be some reason no, why employees just tend to quit a particular company. They do not feel like working there.
No work satisfaction.
No work satisfaction, okay, on a personal level.
Ma'am, they are told to do the same work for a very long time. Maybe they
Okay.
want to grow in their careers.
Yes, one thing is whenever we, especially when we talk in the IT sector, upgradation from the employee side is needed there. Okay, so there, if at all upgradation happens in terms of investment, that is the company is asking you to upgrade yourself, you will say that okay, I will go for a particular course, I will join a particular course, I will get the certification. But when you're talking about these things, the company should understand that you are going to upgrade for them for their organization, which means they should provide you again flexible working hours. They should see that your training is done, or if they can give the training to the employees, then the employees will definitely not be in a position to leave this company. They will be happy there because the company is paying for their upgradation. If at all the company says you pay and you only upgrade, then the employee will think, he will say, I have to invest from my pocket and that too for these people. So he will say, better I shift to another company. Next thing is salary. The basic thing people did mention is salary. If at all an employee is getting better salary, say for the same work in a different company, he will definitely quit this particular organization. He will think of jumping to another organization. As she said, career wise, it will help him to grow, help him or her to grow. So important thing for organizations or any business is retaining their old employees. It should not be that frequently their employees tend to quit. With this, what happens is uh, the employees tend to, in the marketplace, they tend to get a bad name for that particular organization. So this is considered as an important thing in the market. Verbal communication, that is, once you quit an organization, you go out verbally, that publicity happens. Okay, just like you have taken admission to this particular college, whatever we say it is the best, at some point of time you tend to go out of the way and tell it to your friends, no, okay, this is not good here, this faculty is not good, these notes are not good, and whatever. So this more publicity goes on. So same applies for the bigger organizations also. And bigger organizations are more cautious of these things. They do not want any bad name for their companies. So retaining the older employees is very much important. Then one more thing is providing certain things like health insurance, then taking care of the employees, families' health, or providing health insurance even to them. Safety, security, if there are working hours beyond the daytime, and if there are female employees working, so you provide a security, you provide transportation. So these things will help you to retain employees in your company, and these things help you to have a better working environment. Next is workforce engagement. That is, how do you try to keep the employees engaged with that company, or say involved in that work? How can you make the employees uh, be totally engrossed into your company's work? That is, you provide them motivation. Every now and then you can go for conducting certain activities wherein that activity will help not only for the individual employees to get entertained or to have a little relaxation, but along with those activities their mental growth, and they are also motivated there. They feel that okay, this is how I can be still engaged with my company's work. It should not be their bored and they say okay, when will I finish this. This should not be the thing. So you keep them motivated. As you said, if they perform better, you can provide bonuses, or you can give a hike, salary raise. You can various. There are various ways in which you can make your employees happy. Say you provide certain gifts, you give surprises. So this will help the employees to be motivated and perform better. And you can, one important thing what businesses should do is try to give the employees training. Maybe you can, the training could be in terms of certification courses, or you can just go on conducting discussions wherein the employees knowledge is enhanced and skills are enhanced. You can conduct workshops where the employees, if they see, if the business is about daily wage workers and all, or some skill kind of a business, so their training is required. So once this training is done, the employees get better at their skills. Then Personally, again, the leadership qualities come into picture here, how good a leader is to make the working environment good and to keep his employees engaged in that working environment. So this is about workforce focus. Next is process management. So what is this process management? It is a sixth criteria here, which examines how the organization manages and improves its work systems and work processes to deliver customer satisfaction and achieve organizational success and sustainability. Can you tell me by reading this simple lines what it means? What is process management? You can give me, or you can give me one example of any kind of a business. Roll number 603, Aditi. Are you there in the meeting, Aditi?
Yes, ma'am.
Please, can you give me your inputs regarding process management? Read the slide. See if you can understand anything. Even if it is wrong, it's okay. I am not going to give you any punishment, all of you. You can just unmute and try to answer.
Ma'am, the organization should satisfy whatever customer has submitted the requirements.
Okay, correct. Now see, um, say you own a business of manufacturing laptops and your customer's requirement has come that he needs 1,000 laptops within 1 week. Okay, so basically here, what is customer satisfaction? First thing is delivering the laptops on the specified date, on whichever date you have said that you would be able to deliver it. So if you are able to do that, along with that, definitely, okay, quality and all these things are there. It is not like you just manufacture anything and give. It has to be proper working, loaded with all software and whatever is required from the customer's end. So to achieve this task, what process will you follow? You know that your aim is within 1 week you need to manufacture 1,000 laptops. I'm just giving an example here. So what will your aim be? How will you understand what process has to be followed? What in simple terms it is, what plans will you follow to achieve your customers' input or to deliver your customers whatever requirements are there? What plans can you follow so that with satisfying the customer, what happens is your organization is successful and also it will sustain in the market. So you have there two things. One is work system design and one is work process management and improvement. So what is this work system design? First of all, in this work system design, you should understand your company's core, what I mean the what you say, the core capabilities. Like, will we be with this employee and these resources and all that thing is required for manufacturing 1,000 laptops? Are we really capable and can we deliver it within 1 week? So this is the first thing. So once you feel yes, you can do it, then start chalking out a plan, make a plan within 24 hours what you have to do, after 48 hours what is to be done. Then identify who are going to be the key people and who are going to manufacture or who are also going to monitor if the task is done. Next thing is after identifying this, understand what inputs are required again. Maybe from the customer's end, do you require anything? Try to identify that. If at all from customer side you require inputs, like for laptop, nothing is needed. Maybe you can just ask what software is to be built in. If you're doing even that, what kind of a software you want and what is to be installed. All these inputs you take from the customer and keep it ready again, because your task of manufacturing is totally yours. Customer is not going to give you raw materials and all, so you will do that. So if what software is to be installed and he is paying you the price for it also, so that you can keep it ready. And once that is done, you have to actually start implementing it. And then in this process, when these things are going on, you think of come up with any innovation or any ideas wherein you feel that this could be achieved in a more better way, while simultaneously these things are carried out. The next thing is work process management and improvement. So here implementing the things that we discussed in the first point in the work system design, we are going to implement it here and see that they stick with our plans, the plans that we have done. That is, first day this much task, second day this task. So see to it that you're sticking with the schedule there. And you can keep in again certain checkpoints or certain indicators or certain flags, like first day you just are on the task of understanding what raw materials have come in and how they are classified and whether they have reached their respective departments, and whether at the very core level, on the chip level, the data is fed, and whether the assembling has started. So you can just divide it. Okay, so if at all these tick marks and these indicators or these flags, they're satisfied and you tick them, it means that you're sticking to your schedule. The next thing is, when all these things are carried out in any business, there is always a possibility that something can go wrong. Okay, just like we studied in software engineering, anything could go wrong here. There could be errors from the employees when trying to assemble the laptop, and it would lead to a lot of rework. So you also have to consider these things. Apart from just understanding the flow and seeing to that you're sticking to the schedule, keep a slot available for checking out on these things, any defects, any errors, and try to avoid rework. So this is about process management. Then we have the last part, which is the results. After following all these 6 Baldrige framework steps, the last one is the result. So this examines how the organization's performance and improvement in all the key areas, product and process outcomes, customer focused outcomes, and financial outcomes. So what is this? That is at each point. Okay, we have here first 6 points. So at the end of every point here, there is definitely certain outcome. That is definitely some result there. If you look at the leadership here, so here we are concentrating on how well a leader can manage the company. Here, if you see customer, we are focusing on the customers here. So customers are the main key role or the key factors, or they are the outcomes here. So similarly, each and everywhere, there is certain outcome coming. And the combination of all these is going to help us to measure our companies or our business or the organization's success and performance. So that combination of all these is going to be the results. So here, basically the organization's performance and improvement in all these areas, how has it improved over a period of time after following these things, how their product have improved, how the processes have improved. Processes in the sense, the plans that we just did, that we saw now. We are going to have a plan and we're trying to stick to the schedule. So how have they improved over a period of time? Then from the customer's side, how has a customer base improved? So all these things combined together will definitely level up the organization, and it will make the organization sustainable in the market. It will make it better against its competitors. So this is what is the last one, that is results. So with this, we complete the Baldrige Business Excellence Framework. The next part that we have here is key purpose of using IT in business. Why are we trying to use IT in business? So can any one of you tell me? The points are already there on the slide. Before you go to the slide and read out that, in general, you tell me, initially see businesses didn't have IT, but now you see they're combined. There is IT in business. So why is IT needed for business?
For automation, man.
For automation, correct, one thing. Next.
To make business easy.
Yes, to make business easy compared to the earlier thing, no? If I even have to come back to the same example again, coming to Zomato and Swiggy, and various other apps that help you to place your order online for food and they are home delivered. You didn't have this a few years back. Whenever you felt like, okay, I need to eat something specific, you had to go to that hotel or that particular food restaurant and then stand in the queue, place the order, take it, and come back. By the time you reach home, maybe it would be too much and that particular food is already cold. But now, if you do the same thing on Swiggy or you do it on Zomato, you are sitting relaxed at home at any hour of the day or night. You are able to place orders and just let the train pass. I will resume with the point. So once you place the order, you see these Domino's or whether it is Zomato and Swiggy. What they have a very good way of getting that food. No, they wrap it properly to see that it is still hot when they deliver it to the customer. Then they have a separate section wherein you can lodge complaint. They take ratings from the customer. They take feedback from the customer whether the food was good, whether the delivery person he delivered it properly or not. They have this section, but if you had didn't have these things and you had to do it offline, once you get the parcel back home and you find that you had ordered say for around four rotis and one sabzi, but you came home and found out that the hotel people have just given two, what you had to do then? Again you had to go back. So now this thing is avoided. Not totally, but then you can lodge the complaint, you can give your ratings, you can call that particular hotel, or you can even call the delivery person. So somehow IT coming into business has improved the business a lot. Business has leveled up. So we shall see what are the purpose of using IT in businesses in the next session along with certain examples. So you can drop in your attendance. You can, meanwhile here, you can have any discussions or you have any doubts, you can ask. So there are no doubts. Shall I end the session?
Yes, ma'am.